It has been said that in Twilight Struggle, you need to know the cards well in order to play well. Well, we're going to take you through every card one by one, and we're going to help you become a master at Twilight Struggle. This is Legendary Tactics. Today, we look at the East European Unrest card, which is the mirror opposite of the USSR's Socialist Governments event. This card can be pretty powerful and must be handled with care. Let's take a look at it in more depth. First of all, the event. This is a US 3-op early war card. If the event is played during the early or mid-war, the US player can remove one USSR influence from 3 countries in Eastern Europe. If the event is played in the late war, the US player can remove 2 USSR influence from 3 countries in Eastern Europe. Obviously, this card can be troublesome for the Soviet player. In the early and mid-war, the effect of this can be entirely mitigated by the 3 ops provided by the card, resulting in a dead action round. Even then, East Germany and Poland are really going to be the only countries you might be worried about, and so overprotecting these 2 battleground countries makes a lot of sense. Cards like Comecon and Warsaw Pact can help with this. If Eastern Europe is sufficiently full of influence, you could take the hit and use the ops elsewhere on the board. In the late war, this card is going to be hard to play. Send it to space, especially after the turn 7 reshuffle. This is a card that brings a smile to the American player's face. It's not that effective in the early and mid-war, especially as the influence in Eastern Europe is largely irrelevant outside of Poland and East Germany, both of which are likely to be loaded up with Soviet influence in preparation for this event. Still, it's not bad to use this event to whittle away the Soviet influence. If the USSR has placed an influence in Yugoslavia to get access to Greece, Italy, and Turkey, playing this event can be a good idea to remove that access. If your Soviet opponent has been sloppy, you could use this in your last action round to threaten an advantageous Europe scoring. This is particularly effective on turn 1, forcing the USSR to anticipate this and compensate, potentially giving you the first battleground coup of the game. Also, in combination with the Truman Doctrine, this card can be powerful. Play East European Unrest on your last action round, and then follow up with a Truman Doctrine headline the next turn to wipe out all Soviet influence in a state, preferably in either Poland or East Germany. The late war is when this card really shines. It is one of the key cards that will help you dismantle Soviet influence in Eastern Europe, along with cards like Tear Down This Wall, Solidarity, and Chernobyl. Because it allows you to break USSR control, you don't have to pay any extra ops to place influence there. This means that if the USSR is prevented from playing any influence in Europe because of the Chernobyl event, or perhaps they are stuck in the Bear Trap event, East Germany and Poland are very much at risk. This can mean American control of Europe and potentially winning the game outright. Don't let this card disappear into the turn 7 reshuffle, as you may not see it again. Hang on to it for the late war if you possibly can. Also, see if you can play this card twice in the late war, for example using the Star Wars event, and this card can be absolutely crushing. For the Soviet player, this event is a mild annoyance in the early and mid-war, and then an absolute 4-alarm fire type threat in the late war. Plan for it if you can, and don't underestimate it. For the American player, you will likely be taking this card for ops during the early and mid-war, and then using the event to crush the Soviet dream of world domination in the late war. If you can manage to play it twice in the late war, you're going to be very difficult to beat in this game. This has been our analysis of the East European Unrest card in Twilight Struggle. Thank you so much for watching. If you got value from this video, please like and please subscribe. This is NATO with Legendary Tactics, and we look forward to talking to you next time.